Hello everyone, hope that you are good. Today we will discuss the structure and function of neuron. You know that neuron is actually the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. There are three types of neuron. Each neuron perform different function. There are sensory neuron, motor neuron, and interneuron or intermediate neuron. Sensory neuron are also called afferent neuron. It is called afferent because sensory neuron carry synaptic information or nerve impulses from receptors towards the central nervous system. Motor neuron, this is called apparent neuron. The function of motor neuron is to carry impulses or messages from the CNS towards the effectors. The effectors may be muscle or glands. Interneuron, these neurons are neither sensory or neither motor, but actually they connect two types of neuron. The sensory and both sensory and motor neuron, they are found outside the central nervous system, the brain and the spinal cord. The sensory and motor neurons are found in the peripheral nervous system. While the interneuron are found entirely within the central nervous system. As you know that sensory neuron, the function of sensory neuron is to transmit impulses from receptors to the CNS. Because sensory neurons are always connected to the receptors, and you know that receptors play important role in the sensing of the external or internal stimulus, and after sensation, these stimulus are converted into different impulses or nerve signals, and these signals are passed through the sensory neuron to the central nervous system. Intermediate neuron, they are also called connector neuron. These intermediate neuron actually connect the two types neurons, and information are messages or impulses are transmitted from sensory neuron to other neuron by means of intermediate neuron. Motor neuron, they transmit impulses from the central nervous system to the effectors, and the effectors may be muscles or glands. What are the different parts or structure of a neuron? Neuron basically consists of various parts. The most important one is the cell body. The cell body is actually the life supporting center for the neuron. Because the cell body consists of the nucleus, so nucleus is always found in the cell body. They have the cytoplasm and cell membrane. Cytoplasm have mitochondria, and you know that mitochondria play important role in the in the supply of energy. Cytoplasm also have rough endoplasmic reticulum, and rough endoplasmic reticulum contains ribosomes, and ribosome play important role in the synthesis of protein. And you know that protein synthesis play important role in maintaining the cell integrity. So cell body is the main part of the neuron, and the cell body contains nucleus, mitochondria, ribosomes is the main structure. Dendrites is another important part of the neuron. Dendrite is actually the branching projection of the cell body, and the function of dendrite is to receive messages or information from other neurons. There is axon, and you know that axon is actually a long single extension of a neuron. That axon is covered by the myelin sheath, and the function of myelin sheath is to provide insulation, and they also speed of the impulses. The myelin sheath is made of the Schwann cell in case of the peripheral nervous system. If neuron is found in the peripheral nervous system, the myelin sheath will be made of the Schwann cell. While in case of neuron which is found in the central nervous system, the myelin sheath is made up from oligodendrocytes. Apart from the myelin sheath, there is a small uncovered area of the axon between the Schwann cells, and these unmyelinated area is called nodes of Ranvier. So nodes of Ranvier is found between the two myelinated sheath. The last part of the neuron is the terminal branch of axon. This is called the synaptic knob. This is actually the branch ending of the axon, and the function of this synaptic knob is to transmit messages to other neuron. The synaptic knob consists of synaptic vesicle, and the synaptic vesicle also contain neurotransmitter, and that neurotransmitter transmit information to the adjacent neuron. This is actually the structure of a motor neuron. Anatomically, the motor neuron consists of four distinct parts. They have cell body. This is the cell body of the motor neuron. The cell body have nucleus, and this is the cytoplasm, and the cytoplasm contain various structure that are responsible. These structure are actually the life support structure for the neuron. They have nucleus, they have mitochondria, they have rough endoplasmic reticulum. In this picture, these dark dot points are actually of the rough endoplasmic reticulum. And the rough endoplasmic reticulum contains ribosome, and ribosome play important role in the synthesis of protein. These projection are called dendrites. And you know dendrites actually receive messages from other cells. So all these are dendrites. Dendrite is actually a Greek word which is known as dendron. Dendron means tree-like. This is axon. Long extension from the cell body is axon. And the function of axon, it passes messages away from the cell body to other neuron or muscles or glands. The neuron, the axon is covered by the myelinated sheath, or there is uncovered area. This is the myelinated sheath area. This is also myelinated sheath area. This is uncovered area, and this uncovered area is called nodes of Ranvier. So in case of PNS, peripheral nervous system, it is made of the Schwann cell, and in case of central nervous system, they are made of the oligodendrocytes. The nerve impulses are the action potential are electrical signals traveling down the axon in one direction. They always travel in one direction. And myelin sheath, actually the function of myelin sheath, it helps to speed of the neural impulses. They increase the speed of the impulses. These are the terminal branches, the synaptic knob. The synaptic knob contains synaptic vesicles, and that synaptic vesicle contains neurotransmitter, and messages are passed from to other neuron by means of that neurotransmitters. Remember this point is called axon helix. Axon helix is actually the start point of the axon, and the axon helix, the function of this axon helix, actually action potential is generated at this point, at the point of axon helix. So this is the basic structure of the motor neuron. It contains cell body. This is the cell body, the short projection in the form of dendrites, long projection in the form of axon, and terminal branches, the axon terminal are synaptic node. Sensory neuron have the same basic structure as that of motor neuron. They have dendrites, they have cell body, also have the axon and the axon terminal portion. And also the interneuron, they contains cell body, they have dendrites is a short projection like structure, they have short axon, and they have synaptic terminals. So all these about the structure of these three important neurons: the sensory neuron, motor neuron, and interneurons. In the function of these neurons is sensory neuron carry impulses or messages from the receptors towards the central nervous system. interneuron or interconnected neuron connect the two neurons, and motor neuron carry messages from the central nervous system towards the effectors. Thank you.